Hey, before you just skim another laptop spec list, let us get one thing clear. Razer Blade 14. This is for the kind of person who feels performance. UV noticed when frames dip. UV felt the frustration when a creative project hiccups. You know the difference between responsive and adequate, and you aren't interested in half measures anymore. You re someone who pushes hardware because you push yourself. Before anything else, take a moment to check the current price and what's in stock. Premium laptops with this balance of power and portability don't stick around quietly, and hesitating usually ends with paying more later or missing the exact config you want. You knew it was time to upgrade when your current rig started showing limits instead of headroom. When games felt like they were begging for settings you couldn't dial in. When creative workflows lagged just enough to pull you out of the zone. That wasn't just frustration, that was the moment you realized your gear was starting to hold you back instead of keeping pace. The first time you open the lid, it hits you. The screen doesn't just look sharp, it feels alive. That 3K OLED display with 120Hz isn't about bigger numbers. It's about visuals that stay fluid and natural, with deep contrast where it matters and motion that doesn't chase itself. Whether you read gaming, editing, or just browsing, everything feels crisp, immediate, and intentional. Gaming feels confident. The GeForce RTX 5070 doesn't just run titles, it runs them with headroom. Fast action holds pace. Shaders look detailed. You don't lower settings, you enjoy them. And because the chassis is thin and focused, you don't feel boxed in by bulk or noise. It's performance that doesn't demand attention to prove itself. Take another glance at the price while it still feels steady. Machines this capable tend to fluctuate once buzz starts building, and waiting almost always translates to higher cost later. If you wondering whether a 14-inch form factor can really deliver, that doubt evaporates the second you live with it. What you gain here is portability without surrendering power. You don't have to choose between staying mobile and staying capable. You get both. That's not a compromise, that's freedom. The surprise benefit is how usable it feels beyond the obvious. Menus open without hesitation. Projects load fast. Streaming stays smooth. Every day, tasks don't feel like waiting rooms for performance, they feel like flow. Owning something like this feels intentional. You don't second guess your choice. You don't feel held back. And every time you consider something weaker, you remember the moments you pushed your last machine too far and you come right back here. Display that feels vivid and fluid, performance that stays confident under load, portability that doesn't sacrifice power, responsiveness that feels immediate, everyday use that feels effortless, premium device with premium expectations, battery life isn't infinite under heavy load. At some point, you stop comparing endless specs and choose the laptop that already feels like yours. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay and quietly regret later. Check the price, check availability, and make the move while it still feels like the obvious choice.